Well, hello, all my amazing Scorpio friends. My name is Libra Empress, and we're going to be discussing your April 24th tarot. Now, remember that this is a general reading, and this is for yours as well as for my entertainment. And also, please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share. That way, you'll always be up to date with the content that I produce, and you'll be a part of our family, all right? Now, I believe that we should get started, shall we? Now, I've got 3 piles here, all in one. I start with the past, then go to present, and then the future energies. I apologize for that noise. It was a cat food dish. Okay. So for each card, there are 3 clarifier cards, except for your future pile. For some reason, you got an extra card, which is like the bonus. Now let's get going, shall we? I probably say that a lot. Sorry. Now, my beautiful Scorpios, you've got for your past energy the Magician, Deception, Opportunist, and Puppet Master. Is the Magician working on a zombie cure, or does he have something more sinister in his mind? Don't be fooled by this smooth talker's ideas and opportunities. They may be too good to be true. Even when he seems extremely willing to help you with your problems, he likely has his own agenda, okay? Your first clarifier is... Hold on. What did I do with my box? Oh, it's way over there. Okay. I have a toss-away box. Vivid. Alright, anyway. It's so I can keep them in order. Your first clarifier is the Ace of Wands. This card signifies new tasks, motivation, and energy. Now, Scorpio, you've got energy and an extra jiggle in your step, and it's nothing to do with the rapidly decomposing muscles in your leg. The suit of wands overflows with creative energy. Tap into this new cycle by looking for opportunities in financial or creative endeavors. This is your chance to shine. Okay, your second clarifier is the Seven of Hazards. This card signifies patience, gain, and progress. The test subjects are improving, and your persistence will soon pay off. This current endeavor is still in progress, but you're pleased with the results so far. The only thing left to do is wait and keep the doors bolted. Through careful planning, you'll soon reach the light at the end of the tunnel. Alright. Your third clarifier is the Devil. This card signifies temptation, excess, self-destruction. Now, in a world turned upside down, no one will blame you for indulging in a couple of vices. In fact, that's exactly what the devil wants you to do. Why bother to restore law and order when you can unwind with a few smokes? Why rescue any children from the orphanages when it's easier to kick back with a pint of whiskey? Well, the answer to both questions is exactly the same. Scorpio, it's because you are better than that. Your present energy. The Five of Cups, loss, sadness, and grief. That's what you're going through right now. All seems lost. The mood is black. Things aren't going as you'd hoped. And you're faced with utter disappointment and cursing your mouth-watering limbs for tempting the zombie horde. Obsessing over the past can only cause pain. Turn that frown upside down and look to a future free of disgusting walking corpses. If you grieve too long, your sorrow may swallow you up. Your first clarifier for your present energy is the Ace of Hazards. This one's my favorite. You'll understand why, okay? Hazards in my deck are, in a regular deck, they're pentacles or coins, okay? But because my deck's a zombie deck, it's hazards. It goes with the theme. This card signifies possibilities, financial rewards, and new beginnings. I'm getting tired. I think I may have repeated myself. Sorry. Anyway, the Ace of Hazards symbolizes fresh starts and new opportunities and the need for a plan to make the most of them. This ace recognizes the hard work that got you to where you are at this point in your life and gives you the extra hand to assist with that next step in your march toward global domination. Think of this card as a high five from the undead. When I think of this card, well, I do. I think it's cool to have like a high five from the undead, right? But I also think of, when it says global domination, I know it's totally a flashback, but I think of Pinky in the Brain. So much so that I bought my sister's rats from her, right? And they were brothers, and the fat one was black and the skinny one was white, so I named them Pinky and Brain. Pinky's the skinny white one, and Brain was, well, He was the fat, short, black one. But he died. But Pinky's still alive. Maybe I'll show you next time we do a tarot reading. Okay. Your clarifier 2 is the Lovers. Romance, sex, and blinded by passion. Decisions, where do you start, the head or the heart? The Lovers are a duality in motion, and you must make up your mind before moving on to the next phase. If you decide to overlook that your new lover is one of the undead, don't be surprised when he or she rips your heart out. Maybe it's better to leave this relationship behind. It's starting to stink. So maybe your relationship isn't based on anything concrete. Maybe there's like instability within. You know, that happens sometimes. We are not all perfect, but what you can do is, if you really like that person, you can realize that they're an imperfectly perfect human being just like you. And, you know, when I think of that card, I think about how it annoys the hell out of me when my husband pees on the seat. It does. Do you know how annoying it is wasting toilet paper? This is before the epidemic, and so it's annoying to have to waste toilet paper when you're on a budget, wipe up the pee, and dump it in the toilet. Okay? But, you know, I told him, why don't you just lift up the seat and pee? Well, if I do that, then I'll leave it up, and then you'll bitch about it. I'm like, nah, I would rather have you lift up the seat and me have to put it down daily than have to waste toilet paper, because I'm not wasting much energy just lifting it up. I don't understand why people overlook, like, why they don't overlook that aspect. A lot of people complain about the toilet seat. Maybe because they fall in at night and get a good splash. Take a bath. Midnight swim in the toilet, don't flush. Flushed away. That was a good cartoon. Anyway, let's continue. The third clarifier is the Star card. Recognition, inspiration, and achievements. Now, you're on the right track for the important things in life. While good luck and fresh attitude bring new opportunities, take a minute to revel in your accomplishments and then move on to the next level of awesome. Others look to you for inspiration and guidance while scraping zombie goo off of their shoes. What's your next plan, Scorpio? What is your plan? Leave a comment and let me know. Okay, the future is not set in stone. It kind of, you choose where you want to go and how you want to do this, okay? You're a time traveler. We're all time travelers, and we're always moving forward because time doesn't stop for anyone. It just keeps going forward. And we can look back at the past, but we can't change the past, okay? So remember that this is a general reading, and this is for yours as well as for my entertainment. And also, if it doesn't resonate, I'm sorry. Maybe next reading it will. If it does, then that's cool, okay? Your future energy is the 5 of Swords. Defeat bickering and severing ties. There's trouble brewing. In the tarot, 5 represents a turning point for a project, relationship, or issue. Resentment may be simmering among you and your fellow refugee. Be wary of any individuals who always seem ready to start a fight. If your problems can't be resolved for the better, it may be time to cut the ties that bind. Your first clarifier is the Page of Swords. This card signifies inquisitive, headstrong, and observant. Doesn't he kind of look like the little boy still in Darla from Alfalfa? If you haven't seen that movie, it's really good. Now, he may always have his nose in a book, but you can bet your sweet ass he's mapped out an effective escape route. Intelligent, thoughtful, and curious, the Page of Swords represents a young person in or about to enter your life. Now, they could be young at heart as well. He's not afraid to ask a lot of questions. He will help you get all the facts before you make an important decision. Clarifier number 2, 4 of Swords. Retreat, rest, and recovery. It's time to rest. If you can't find an abandoned house, consider taking shelter in your local shopping mall. Now, Scorpio, the 4 of Swords represents a brief but necessary break from the action while you regroup and plan your next wave of attack on an issue. This timeout card is telling you to relax and contemplate the universe, so you can emerge, revitalize, and live to fight another day. The third clarifier is the 3 of Swords. You're dealing with heartache, jealousy, and loss. Oh no, jealousy rears its ugly head, and in the wake of a zombie apocalypse, you don't want anyone to take the phrase "eat your heart out" literally. Now, the 3 of Swords is a sign of trouble, turmoil, and triangles in love, marriage, or close friendships. Take a moment to catch your breath. Though releasing your rage over a painful situation may feel awesome in the moment, the consequences could come back to bite you in the ass. Now, this could have a lot to do with a lot of vices for what is it, the devil energy? It could be that you're having a third party with someone who's doing, like, their addiction's taken over and like pulling you apart from them because they're not thinking clearly. And you go, oh, well, it's just the drugs and the alcohol talking. That's not how they feel. When they're clean and sober, they act better. But the thing is that it doesn't matter. What it is that they choose to do that in order to satiate an addiction. And, a lot of it, and it's not just about choice, okay? It's also about the fact that they're hurting inside and they need help. And if you're going through that, seek help. Get them into recovery and let them know that you are 1,000 times percentage behind them, pushing them forward and letting them know that they have support and they're loved, okay? Now, as for if it's a third party, the person you're with cheating on you, or you're dealing with another person and then your person, dueling it out, like having them fight sword to sword. And I'm not talking about sword as in an actual sword. I'm talking, never mind. I was going Herbert the Pervert mode. I'm sorry. Should I tell you? Do you really want to know? Am I going to get in trouble if I tell you? I was thinking them fighting with their penises or something. I'm sorry. Okay, let's continue on. Your fourth card is Temperance, Balance, Alchemy, and Cooperation. You might be dealing with a Sagittarius. Now, mixing human blood with zombie blood is typically a recipe for disaster, but in certain controlled circumstances, the results could yield a miracle vaccine. Now, Scorpio, the Temperance card calls for balance and compromise. You need to get closer to your enemy if you're going to understand what makes him or her tick. And you, Scorpio, may need to join together to resolve your differences. Okay, let's do a real quick recap, okay? Maybe that's why you were given an extra one, so that you know what to do next. Your past energy, the Magician. You were dealing with someone who was deceptive, an opportunist, and who was pulling your strings, making you think that you're a puppet and they're your master. Then you're dealing with new tasks, and you're motivated, and you're full of energy, and oh my gosh, you just so much energy. But then you hit into the 7 of hazards, where you're also progressing, and you're very patient, and you're gaining a lot of everything. But at the same time, with that puppet master and this deception, you're dealing with temptation, excess, and self-destruction. And when I say excess, I don't mean like access to a room. I'm meaning like too much of something good that actually is bad for you, okay? So you're dealing with that, like a negative, terrible energy. Now, you're present, you're feeling a loss, sadness, and grief, right? Did someone die? I mean, on the card it shows a guy in the background peeking around a tree, and he's like a ghost, and the woman and her child are crying their eyes out, and there's zombies in the background. It's just terrible. Not that there's any zombies in your background, but what I'm saying is this, is that you're going through something, like you lost a family member, or you're fighting depression, maybe you're fighting an addiction as well. This is a general reading, so it can be anything and everything, and it could even be all of the above and nothing at all. Does that make sense? Like what I say to my son is like, when he goes like, how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing good. And they're like, well, what do you think about this? Well, let's see, what do I say? I'm doing everything and nothing at the same time. Thinking about everything and nothing at the same time. Stuff like that, like stuff that's like anticlimactic, where it bounces off each other, right? I don't know if that made sense. I'm really tired, so hopefully it did. Now, with the Ace of Hazards, you remember the zombie high five from the dead? I love that one. That means that you are looking towards possibilities and a new beginning, and you're getting financial rewards left and right because you've overcome a lot of shit. But at the same time, you're dealing with a lover, that could be very toxic, but you're blinded by passion. And maybe they're not toxic. Maybe you just don't know if they're any good for you or not. You want to seek a better connected understanding of them, right? And you're dealing with a star card, which is like you're gaining recognition, you're inspired, and you're knocking out them fucking achievements like hardcore, right? It's just, you're going towards what sparks your soul, your goals. Now, for your future, I mean, you're going to end up severing ties, bickering, and defeat, but remember that, you know, you might win let's see, what is it? You might win the battle and then burn the bridge, but you're not going to win the war. I mean, it takes two to tango, and sometimes that shit's not going to happen. But at the same time, you're very inquisitive, headstrong, and observant. Maybe you are that person that's young at heart, right? Because that's the Page of Swords. Now, the Four of Swords means that you are taking a step back from all this bullshit, right? And you're just trying to rest and recover. Because if you don't take time for yourself and get out of this mess, you're gonna go hermit mode if this shit doesn't settle. And you're feeling like there's heartache and jealousy as well. And you don't like being in a third party. You don't. You're a very dedicated, beautiful person, and to have to be, shoved into that third party and feeling jealous, it makes you feel like you're inadequate for your relationship. And you might be actually dealing with the Temperance card signifies a Sagittarius. So maybe a Sagittarius is really fucking with you, or maybe one of the two people that you're with, or one of them is a Sagittarius, right? You have one in your energy. And, eventually, after you get over all this shit, you're going to step into Empress mode. And you're going to be dealing with a lot of cooperation and balance. And hopefully, and that's what the Spirit's telling you. That's why you were given an extra card. It was a little miracle telling you that it's all going to be okay. You're going to move forward into something better. But you have to go through this process in order to grow. If you do not do that, then you'll never grow. So, and it sounds redundant, right? Sounds redundant. Why the hell can't I just skip this shit and just be happy? Well, you can, but that's not going to teach you anything. I mean, it's not going to show you that, listen, you should value yourself. You should know that it's not the end of the world, and that when life knocks you down and these stupid people don't get out of your way and they just head out you face first like a truck, you can step out of the way and let them pass. You have a choice to avoid the chaos, okay? I'm giving you a choice to know what might happen and know how to counteract it. Because, ultimately, if you're going to get into a battle with someone, you want to pull yourself back into your head, think about what you're going to say and how you're going to say it, to who you're going to say it. You've got to be tactful, not tactless. Remember that you'll catch more bees with honey than with vinegar, okay? And that ultimately, for every action, there is a positive or negative reaction. Okay, and if you are going to enter into a debate, if this is what's going on in the future, maybe a good debate has two people from opposing sides, right? They enter the debate with respect. There's no feelings here, but you can show generosity by understanding where they come from and not attack them verbally. You bring your facts, and, you bump heads a little bit, you let each other speak. It's respectful, debate. And then when you go to leave, you're seeing from their point of view, and they're seeing from your point of view. And you know what? Instead of severing ties, you guys will be stronger, okay? Because you're able to, think outside the box and grow. And that's what being human is all about, is growing and evolving. And you're evolving into something so much beautiful, but you have to go through all this bullshit in order to get to there. Okay, and it's gonna be fucking hard. Oh my God, it's gonna be hard. But let me tell you something. Life is meant to be hard, and it wouldn't be life if it wasn't hard, because it's teaching you something. Because you're learning wisdom and gaining knowledge to be able to pass to other people, and it's up to them whether they want to take it. Just like what advice I'm giving you is up to whether you want to take it or not. Okay, I don't care if you do take it, and you're not gonna care if they take it. But if you're like anything like me, you're gonna respect them and love them regardless, and hope that they make the best decision that is best for them, just like I hope and love you and hope that you make the best decision for yourself. Because I'll support you regardless. Now, you're going to have a great day, and it's going to be okay. And you're not alone, and if this chaos does ensue and hit you hardcore, leave me a comment, and I can see if I can help you by bringing a new perspective in, okay? And if you want a tarot reading, a private tarot reading, or a personal tarot reading, I charge $5, but sometimes I'll throw up that, for a certain amount of time I'll do free ones, and it's just to get my bearings and to give back to the community. And for $5 for an actual tarot reading, that's pretty damn cheap, but this doesn't mean it's going to be a cheap reading. You're going to get a good result regardless, and know more about what is going on in your life that'll be about you. And a lot of tarot readers, they overcharge, and they don't consider the fact that maybe them people that are paying can't afford that, and they're going through a hardship as well. But then those people who deny paying them prices don't also realize that the tarot readers charge that much so they can feed and take care of their family too, because they're using their skills and their mindset and what God or the divine or the angels have given them to pass along their knowledge and help each other out. And that's what we're all doing, is being a community. Now, I love you. You're going to have a great day. And if you do want a private tarot reading, email me at libraempress801@gmail.com, okay? And, if you tell me what your situation is, I might even give you a free tarot personal reading, okay? And I hope that's okay. And I love you. I will see you next time or tomorrow for your daily horoscope, okay? Have a great day.